Welcome to mission 11 of this Squadron campaign. Target today is the Bremen FockeWulf factory. If we destroy this factory, it will decrease the readiness of Luftwaffe fighter units across the board. That's what the description says. I don't know if that mechanic is actually in the game. I don't think so. Would have been awesome if it was. Our route out will take us over the Netherlands. The decision point is west of Bremen. You can see the target here in the southeast part of the city. Once we've done the bomb run, we will perform an anti-clockwise circuit out towards the mouth of the river Elbe and then back to base. The Berlin Express will lead our squadron on this raid, accompanied by 5 other planes as shown here. And we'll take the 1,000 pound bombs today with 500 pound bombs as secondary munitions. Should be able to fit 4 of each in the plane. There's the mission summary. It's the 12th of March 1945 and it's about 1,000 miles out to target today. Let's take a look at the recon. Quite a big target to go for. There are some buildings on the lower right hand side at point A here, and then a large cluster of buildings at point B. I'm going to go for point B, run over the target from the west-northwest, hopefully take out a lot of those buildings.
You are cleared for takeoff.
It's 07:34 hours and we are taking off from Ridgewell. In celebration of completing 10 missions, the B-17s from my squadron have all been to the workshop and had new skins fitted, including NoseArt. And I want to say a huge thank you to the B-17 modding community from way back in the day who've produced all of this. I've downloaded this from the Taffin XR website, so a big shout out to him as well. And also a shout to Fat Daddy the 8th, who got in touch and sent me a bunch of NoseArt which I've installed on my squadron. A couple of hours later and we're up at 27,000 feet. We've passed over the Netherlands and we're heading east over German territory on our way to the decision point west of Bremen. The planes have the 91st Bomber Group aluminium skin mod. This was created by Highlander in 2002, so many thanks to Highlander. Bremen is not far up ahead now, but there's a bit of cloud around. Probably need to drop down below this top layer of cloud to get better visibility. Here we are on the map, not far from our decision point. We've entered the Luftwaffe patrol zone. There are a couple of air bases nearby. These blue circles represent the air bases 1 and 2, so I suspect we'll be intercepted anytime soon. I've dropped into the ball turret and I'm tracking a flight of bandits that are approaching. I've had the Action View Glass mod installed, which clears up the view out of the turret here. Again, many thanks to Highlander for this mod. Here come the bandits. Bandits are off our 6 o'clock now, and I'm going to slow the video down 50% so we can see what happens here. There are 4 190s in total. 2 of them smash into each other. We're shooting the 3rd one here to pieces. Looks like he's been destroyed as well. And then a flight of 109s pop in and one explodes there. It collides with a B-17. So we now have 109s off our 6 as well. desperately trying to shoot them down. That 109 is smoking. I think of the 8 bandits that came in there, we managed to take out 5 of them. The Guardian Angel has taken damage to engine number 1. There's a 109 coming in. Got a bunch of hits there. Just jumping into the cockpit, see if I can use the fire extinguisher on engine number 1. That guy's smoking now as well. The fire extinguisher hasn't worked, so that engine is damaged. We'll just have to manage the heat on it. We're approaching Bremen now. Let's get the weather report.
Weather at primary target is believed to be fair, with forecast cloud at approximately 6,000 feet.
That's great news on the weather report. We're currently here going through the flak field. I've dropped the initial point down to 14,000 feet. So we can get underneath this top layer of cloud. We should then have good visibility over target. Let's check on the Guardian Angel. Engine number 1 is still smoking heavily. Taking a look at the instrument panel, there are no fuel leaks, which is great. Manifold pressure is down, so the engine is damaged. The temperature is high, 73 degrees, although it's in the green. But the other engines are running at 62 degrees, so the engine is running at a high temperature, and the AI is trying to manage that with the intercooler and also by opening the cowl flaps. It should be okay. Let's see how long it lasts. Dropping through the cloud at just under 19,000 feet. Bremen is up ahead, but not far off the initial point. Once we get through this cloud layer, I think visibility will be good.
Bandits at 2 level inbound. At 2 level bandits. At 2 level inbound. At 2 level inbound. At 2 level inbound.
They went through really quickly, didn't get any hits on them. Got 4 109s, and we're also in a flak field. But interestingly, when the 109s are attacking, the flak stops. That could work in our favour. We've reached the initial point. Bombardier's in charge of the plane now. The flak is very intermittent because the bandits are still around. Looks like there's just a small amount of drift. We've got about -1 on the dial. The Bombardier's got +1.1 offset. I think that's probably about right. Can't make out much of the target yet. I can see one building to the right of the crosshair. I might just adjust the position of the crosshair slightly onto that building and see how that goes. The flak has gone quiet for now, which I think means the 109s are still around, but at least we're not taking damage. Also, the plane is nice and steady. Not sure we got many hits there. The 109s are so quick. Going to focus on the bomb run. I'll just leave the rest of the crew to deal with the bandits. Got really good visibility over target now. The approach vector looks pretty good. Beginning to see the large cluster of buildings that I wanted to target coming into view. The plane is holding nice and steady. Making some small adjustments to try and stay in the center of this large cluster of buildings. Sounds like one of the crew took out a 109 there. Still got the 109s buzzing around us, but we're almost on top of the target. Time to drop the bombs. There they go, mixture of 1,000 pound and 500 pound bombs. And there's the result. That's a pretty good bomb drop. Managed to wipe out most of the buildings in that large cluster in the middle. Job done. Time to exit Bremen towards the east. Flak is staying quiet, which I think means the 109s are still around somewhere. Guardian Angel engine number 1 is still running. That's encouraging. We're almost clear of the flak around Bremen, heading towards the rally point. I'm going to make some small adjustments to these waypoints. Try and smooth out the turns a little bit.
Take up a heading of 082. Repeat, 082. Roger. Pilot, from navigator. Take up a heading of 082. Repeat, 082.
The last of the 109s is off our 6. Let's see if we can take him out. Got a few hits there. He's smoking, and I think he's probably disengaging there.
Pilot, from navigator. Take up a heading of 035. Repeat, 035.
We've started our anti-clockwise circuit away from Bremen. This will take us out towards the coast. Just a quick in and out of enemy territory on this mission. Once we reach the coast, we can vector for home base. Mission time is now 12:35 hours. We've made it back to Ridgewell.
Pilot from navigator. Okay, turn coming up.
Most of the planes are in really good condition. We didn't encounter much flak in the end, and the enemy fighters don't seem to have done much damage.
Pilot from navigator. At the wing.
Time to head down and land the plane. And here we are on final approach to the runway in the Berlin Express. Everything's looking good, but little did I know that the right side undercarriage has not deployed. It must have taken damage. And as I make touchdown, the plane veers off to the right. Engines 3 and 4 get wrecked. The plane skids off into the mud and comes to a standstill by the side of the runway. Bit of work for the mechanics to do there to fix that one up. Okay, let's check out the mission debrief. 12th of March 1945, we attacked the Bremen FockeWulf factory. That was the primary target, didn't lose any bombers, shot down 9 fighters, wow, and totally destroyed the target. Awesome job. And look at that, didn't suffer any crew injuries. I think that's a first. Bomb damage assessment confirms that we destroyed a large number of assets at the target site. Lots of red dots there representing buildings that we hit. Couple of medals here for 2 of the tail gunners, Staff Sergeants Sutter and Hitchens. Sutter actually got 1 plane, he got a silver star for that. Hitchens got 2 planes, only gets a bronze star. The recon before and after confirms that we did totally destroy most of the buildings in that central area of the target site. That's mission 11 complete. Many thanks for watching. See you next time.